prepare for this. It might be a little hot this morning. And there we go. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. All right. So starting off the morning, I was looking through a couple of the morning movers and seeing that there is a CUEN up 118%, 2 million shares traded on it. And I was looking through, I also saw a couple of cheaper ones, NEPT 46%, LGMK up 22%, but CUEN had that big move, so I'm really expecting that the morning eyes will be on it, especially with it being Monday morning. I mean, it's 100% gapper, so looks like it can be interesting and definitely draw the attention of many traders. Let's look over here on the monthly chart to start off with CUEN. This thing had a low down here of 15 cents and jumped up here from Friday, closed at around 90 cents and jumped up to about $2 and something, so 203. So it'll be somewhere in here. Let me get the right drawing tool. That would be somewhere in here. $2. All right, so looking at this thing, where can this thing go from here? And also let's look at the news as well. So the news is this EPS news. Quinta's Q3 EPS is up from 182 year over year. It's up 53 cents from 182. So that's like whatever 53 cents plus that is. Sales of 895K, down from 1.1 mil year over year. So their sales is down, but their EPS went up. Let's see. They achieved remarkable third quarter results. Okay, so we'll see how people react to that. They got good and bad news. So, and I wouldn't say that the sales going down is extremely bad, but it is a negative on there. So we'll see which one that people more go along with. NEPT, another look at this monthly chart, has been getting killed for a while and jumping up there. Hadn't even crossed over $1. I think it was over $1 just for a couple of seconds. It went up to $1.60 during pre-market and it's back down here to the dollar holding. LGMK is another one that we see here. Good morning, Lori. LGMK is another one that we see here. All of these pretty much have the same patterns when we look across the board. Big descend and kind of just a pop up. So you really have to find where these things are going to try to slow down and if buyers want to come into them. ALZN was another one. All of these have the same monthly chart. Look at there. All of them. Now, if we go over to the daily chart down here, let's go ahead and keep time. Yeah, most of them are looking the same. ALZN, we see a little gap here. And this one's at $1.85, but it's only up 9% right now. $1.85 was still below this gap fill level right here at the $2. Let's see, LGMK had a little bit of consolidation here, holding this was holding this 163 and then popped up to this 2. So we can see previous resistance here on the daily chart. A hit there, a hit there, a hit. So will it be able to hold the 2 is the question on that one. NEPT on the daily up to 98 cents. So right around this previous level, right under the dollar here. And Q or CUEN is that other one that was struggling with the 2. So we'll kind of have to see. Monday morning getting started. Some of these have some pretty good relative volume. ALZN definitely has a little bit higher relative volume than these other ones. With $2.28 there on its, not $2.28, 2 deviations away from its regular volume. That's what I meant. And if we look at the standard deviation away, this is getting higher and higher. $1.30. Why do I keep calling it $1.36? 1 deviation out, almost a 1.5 deviation out. I don't know why I'm seeing money right now. Money, money, money everywhere. Good morning, GD. So yeah, these are the top movers that I saw. CUEN, NEPT, LGMK, and ALZN. They almost have identical daily charts though. So with identical daily charts, where will the people flow? Where are those obvious supports and resistance levels? And it's kind of hard to see them because they have been descending for a while. So this is probably, you know, if you're strictly price action, this may be for you. Because there's no definite supports. They're so far from any obvious support. They may form they may form intraday support though, but I don't know how well that's gonna hold. I usually don't trust intraday supports. We jump over here to my main screen. We'll see the 15-minute chart. Here's LGMK. Came up here, rolled up here, came into some consolidation around the 2. And like I said, the 2 could hold, but we'll have to see. Did have a little strike down here towards this 180 mark. But like I said, this is intraday stuff. I count aftermarket, pre-market, and then intraday as pretty much all intraday. And I'm looking at these temporary levels. If they rush down to these levels like 180 or something, you could see a bounce there to try to check back up to $2. Let's look at the other ones. CUEN. This one also had the kind of similar motion around the $2, but has already broken it down back to the 179. The beginning of this was like $1 down here, the beginning of this candle. Also a little bit, $1.74 right there. Looking back. Yeah. So we'll see what happens there. We got definitely looking like resistance at 2. Bounce point possibly at the 174. And then the bottom taking out this whole big green candle down to the $1. All right, next. This is NEPT, 96 cents, holding right there on the $1. So all of these are pretty much holding dollar levels, either right around them or underneath them, and trying to hold here. Bottom of this one is 70 cents down here. If it breaks that down, it's going to be looking real weak. But the top side up here, the top of these bodies, if it was going to test back up, is 124. So maybe a 90 cent move up to the 124 and then a fail could be possible there. But these are intraday levels, so may not be as trustworthy as they look. Any of them that I did not look at yet. All right, let's look. Let me look over here on the scans and see what else we got. Anything moving? Usually pre-market, I'm looking for anything moving over 3% so I can see if there's any kind of news or anything on it. Sometimes the things that catch the attention aren't the 100% mover. Sometimes it's a larger cap that's up like 5 or 8%, and it's taking all the volume. So I like to just keep up with even those ones that aren't as volatile or don't have as big as a range, but they got some pretty high ATR, and they're paying, they're moving dollar 50, even though they're like 3% up on the day. Another thing that I've been doing is some days when I'm looking at the market and I'm trying to decide if I'm going to take a trade or not, some trades, or not some trades, some tickers or setups actually meet my criteria, and I just don't end up taking it. I'm like, is that? But I'm trying to figure out, because a lot of times I may be working, I may be doing something else, and I'm like, okay, is this fear keeping me out of this, or is this actually because I'm busy, right? Sometimes I'm just working. I'm like, okay, I'm not taking that trade because I can't manage it. I don't have time for this. Then sometimes I'm like, I'm just guessing, or it feels like I'm like on the fence, and it ends up doing exactly what I thought it was gonna do, right? Bounces on a level exactly where I'm like, oh my gosh, bro, that would have been profit. So what I'm doing is I'm taking snapshots of the time frames of those trades that I miss, that actually align with my criteria and that I probably should have taken. So I'm looking at those snapshots, and a lot of the snapshots are looking very similar. Same setup, same around the same time of day. Everything lines up, all of them. Just that particular pattern, that specific time of day, and it's crazy. So I'm like, I probably should capitalize on this because I'm seeing this every time. What is wrong with me? Now the other thing is, sometimes I see that pattern on larger caps. So I see it on the mid cap. And I'm like, because last week I saw it on Intel. And I was like, okay, do I want to take this trade? The trade would have worked out. It would have gave me like a dollar move from uh 42 up to 43. But I was like, man, this is a large cap. I don't know if I want to take this one, even though the pattern looks like it and everything else is aligning. It's just the only thing that's different is the market cap. It did grind though. It grinded from 42 all the way up to 43. And I was like, yeah, could have probably would have been faster if it was a lower float, small cap land, but it happens. But I'm just gathering those types of statistics, those types of data points, because they make me even more confident in what I'm doing, and seeing that this thing is going a dollar away from my area that I had planned for the trade. I'm like, oh, okay, this is good, because I'd rather look at it and be like, oh man, I missed this trade, but my idea works, than be wrong and just be like, you know what, always be playing in my emotions. I want to heal the emotions by increasing the confidence. But yeah, today it is 8:14. CUEN, right on that 174 level, daily level there. We're talking about. Yeah, I can do that. Okay, so I'll get on that just a minute. All right, man, we gotta make sure those freaking pass throughs are solid. I don't even know what kind of. Anyway, if you guys are taking or playing anything that was moving from last week, or um if you took any trades last week, you know, we're moving on through the month. We're over mid-month now, so we're headed towards Thanksgiving. I know everybody doesn't celebrate Thanksgiving everywhere, but you know, for those who do, let's use some moderation in our eating. No, I'm kidding. Y'all do y'all's thing, man. Because everybody comes back after Thanksgiving and Christmas for their New Year's resolutions on January. Everybody hits the gym, whole bunch of new sweaters, and we'll see how long it lasts, right? We still got all these things going around the world, and you know, our mind is everywhere here in America. You know, is this peacetime? Is this wartime? Is this money making time, right? All right, let's flip back up. I really I'm trying to see which one has the best setup though on today. QUEN we know has a huge zone of resistance up here, and I'll go ahead and draw that out. Just looking over this. This right here is not looking the friendliest. Pretty sure it may come up here and try to test this if it can hold above that 174. But yeah, that's looking like some definite sell pressure if it gets up there. But it also has to break over the previous candles here as well to get up there. NEPT, 98 cents. Huge sell pressure here. And holding it right under the 125s. It's holding a little bit under the dollar. We'll see what it wants to do. LGMK, not as obvious as a sell pressure, but definitely some pressure on multiple candles here. So I don't know how people are going to react to that, because this actually got some actual trade time in here and still failed. So we'll see what it wants to do. Can it hold up maybe the 210s? ALZN. Pressure, pressure, pressure. 215. So we'll see what people fall in love with here. ALZN is only up 6%. So I doubt people are going to just go over there willy-nilly. Looking at the news on this, though, Azelman Neuro tells Benzinga Company, or whatever, Benzinga Co., receives FDA study may proceed notification. Okay, so they're in phase 2A clinical trial of their drug, and they got a study may proceed. So they really haven't found anything. They just got a proceeding study there. LMK, top market. No news there on today on LMGK. NEPT. Neptune Wellness announces letter of intent to acquire leading data marketing and artificial intelligence company. Okay. So that was, I mean, it's got AI in the name, so it may be one that they try to focus in on for NEPT. CUEN was the one we looked at with the good EPS, but the lower sales than last year. So I think the top two are going to be CUEN and NEPT off the morning scans that are going to get some play. Good morning, Mike D. So CUEN, we really don't see any coiling or any kind of, you know, big buying pressure here yet. We have about 10 minutes to the bell. My question would be, can this thing get back over 174? And if it does, can it go ahead and test $2 and start holding around this $2 level? And then for any PT, we have this low point right under the dollar as well. Kind of the same setup. Looking for it to break over the dollar though. That will be the big point. It's so close. I mean, it's only what, 5 cents away, 7 cents away from the dollar. Breaks over the dollar. Can it get over this previous level right here, 110, and maybe test up here? But there is obvious resistance right here though. Right here, where I can put this big red space in here. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I'm thinking this is going to be some heavy selling up here. Let me jump over to CUEN. Same thing with this one, heavy selling right here. Right in this zone. But it's got a little bit of space, maybe 25 cents. Yeah, it's starting to pull up even now. CUEN pulling up towards this 175 here. So there is a signal of buying there. All it needs to do is hold this 174. Looks good though on the 15 minute. Pulling up over that 174 right now, right before the open. It may do a little bit of dip, but I'm thinking it can hold that 174 here. Up 84% as well. But I wouldn't rush into it. Let's see what it wants to do. Still got 8 minutes left. NEPT slipping down just a little bit, but doesn't have really a lot of volume pushing it down. CUEN only has 3 million shares traded on it. NEPT has 7 million shares traded on it. Both of them have 2 million shares outstanding. Let's go ahead in these last couple minutes and look over here at both of these. Let's go Yahoo CUEN. Profile. So this is a software application company for CUEN, based out of the Miami Beach, Florida, United States. Together with its subsidiaries, provides mobile, prepaid debit, and digital content services to the unbanked, underbanked, and underserved communities in the United States and internationally. It offers prepaid voice, text, and data mobile phone services and domestic and international long-distance voice, text, and data telephony services. The company also provides a mobile app and general purpose reloadable card. So this is a payment method kind of system here, which are integrated into fintech ecosystem that protects customers by depositing their funds in an FDIC insured bank account. In addition, it offers financial services, including direct ACH deposits. So, okay, payment, pretty much a payment system, but software application overall is the industry there. Let's look at NEPT. Actually, before we jump over, let's look at the float. Float is 1.07 million. Pretty big holding by the insiders, 38% holding there. We'll of course we'll cross check this before we move on. So CUN. Okay, insider holdings. The float is 1.39 million. If we look at the short interest, not a huge short interest, but this may need to update. I know this one, Finviz has a delay. Let's go to the short squeeze. Go to CUEN. See what the interest is over here. A little bit of decrease in the interest, but that doesn't mean anything. We've already seen the levels that most people would be looking at today with that 175. Does have that low float over here as well. owned by insiders, 82% owned by insiders. So if those insiders get aggressive, we could see a little bit of green play here at the open on that one. Let's jump over here, CUEN. No shelf registrations, which is good. And we'll jump to NEPT next. Good morning, Jim. See you. Okay, same thing, same float, low float, shares outstanding 2 million. Yeah, so hey, it may get violent here at the open with CUEN. Let's jump over to NEPT. Healthcare drug manufacturer located in Canada. Laval Neptune Wellness Solutions Inc. operates a consumer packaged goods company in Canada, the United States, and internationally. Its product portfolio includes omega-3 fish oils and other nutritional products, as well as soft gel solutions. Okay, multi-omega gummies. Okay, so they're just making sure we got that omega-3. I don't know how interesting that will be for people. That may be why it's not getting as much love today, because it's like a vitamin company, and I don't know how people are going to take that. So I think the top watch out of this is going to be CUEN, but we'll go and check out the other two, LGMK, real quick. LGMK, based out of the United States. Healthcare information services. Okay, so offers personal emergency response systems, health communications devices, Internet of Things, technology. Okay, this one is only up 14% on the day. Really, just not really doing a whole lot at 14%. The float is low though. Much lower insiders holding, almost even between the insiders and institutions there. Let's look at the short float here. LGMK. Okay, short interest. Short percent increase, decrease. So it is decreased negative 55%. And this is 20 minutes delayed. So it's updating every 20 minutes. I am just not in love with that one. Only 13% up. And ALZN has pretty much dropped off the map. Showing a little, it's just flat right now, not even red. So definitely not looking like something that's gonna hold up with ALZ. So I'm gonna take that one off. Don't really trust that one, and we'll see what these other two want to do. LGMK, I mean not LGMK, MEPT and CUEN. Still holding around that 70 on CUEN. Market is about to open in 32 seconds. What I'm expecting to see is buyers to come in and hold this 170 and it to show us green on the next candle above the 80. So get some 181s, something like that, and then a possible push. And this little resistance level, heavy resistance level up here is the 250s, right under the 250. So that's where I'm expecting heavy resistance, heavy shorting to come into this. And actually, let me look as if this thing is shortable. Well, I don't know. We'll see. Market just opened a new candle right around that 175, looking for green over this 182. Let's see what it wants to do. Right now, struggling around the 170 to break down. I'm thinking buyers are going to hold this thing up though. There's a little bit of buying pressure. Can we see 175s over here get jumped at? 175s getting jumped over there, right at this level, and looking for the break over the 180s would be the next point there. More buyers. Get those buyers in there. Quick pop back up. Bottom of this pre-market was 164. Looking for the 170s to hold and get some buyers here. This was the best looking one out of the open that was a big gainer. So testing this bottom side of the 164. Will it get buying back over this 170? Any PT going on down there, only up 26%, has lost 4% from what we've seen. Wow. So intraday support did not hold up on that. Broke down that 164. Will buyers come in to get it back above 164 is the question. Are they that uninterested in this stock? Up 59% right now, down 12% on the day. If we look on the daily chart and all these other charts actually, monthly chart pulled back, touching the body of this previous candle right under the 150s here on the monthly. And let's scoot up here. So right under the 150 and continue to go down. So intraday levels just not holding up on this one. Well, that was a 150. Let me see, any PT. That was the other one, down 28% now. That one took a absolute fall, a dump, if you will. Down here under the dollar, down here to 80 cents. So not a whole big range on that one. Let's jump back up here. 150s looking like they're coming back on CUEN. Very interesting stock movement on this, and I expected at least a little run up. It's been coming down for what, 30 an hour? A whole hour of downwards movement and no buyers in it. So maybe they just don't care about this one. Still up 55% though, so it should be on somebody's scans. Relative volume is 74 times the normal volume. Relative standard deviation is 7.5 deviations away from the regular standard deviation. So 50s, getting a little test point here. Looking for some more motion. But these are the top two on my scans right now. Maybe something else will come up. But 150 right now, getting some buying pressure around there. And I'm looking on this chart right here, the weekly chart. Bounced off of this 146. Looks like it wants to get back to 150. 155s, 157s, and then this 175 was the pre-market struggle point. So will it be able to break that 175? Will it be able to hold here? Actually, we got about 10 minutes until the close of this 15-minute candle. Let me see what Mag Capital says. He says you're not interested in a 250 break to 3 with a tight 15 stop loss. 250? Wait a minute. 250 on CUE. Hey, we got another one coming up. That one's super cheap. Ugh. BRSH is 45 cents. up 161%. That one is way cheaper, and so that one may be even more dangerous. I did not see that when it just popped in. Um, I see LMG or LGMK back up to 22%. Still kind of in the running, but not really with his news. Falling out of this previous level that we had marked as resistance. It came into this level here and was not able to push into this level just yet. On that 250, what ticker were you talking about? 250 to 3. Were you talking about LGMK, or because none of the other ones are close to 250? They don't look like it. But BRSH is still in the show, up 160%. We'll see if it breaks down this 37. Again, these cheaper stocks, I really do not mess with them like that. I haven't traded below $1 in probably a couple of years. Yeah, at least a year and a half or more. So when I see these and I see people very interested over here, let's look at the news. No real news on the day either, which is another not good sign on BRSH. If we look at the monthly chart, again, it looks just like the other ones that we've seen on today. Nice descent into a little gap up and, continuing into further descent. The bottom of this one was 38 cents, came up here right to 50 and found that resistance level. Okay, CUEN still. I really think it can get over that 175, but I'm just not sure. Then LGMK looking like it wants to come up here on the monthly to the 215. The question was, could it hold the 2? It's holding up the 2 a little bit, but finding a whole lot of pressure above that level with no real news on the day either. So back over here to CUEN, coming back up towards the 175s. That's what I'm saying. These lower prices, when they come to a support or something, man, they break big. They'll break it down. We were looking at the 175. This thing went all the way down to 145. That's a 30-cent drop through what looked like support. Real support. It'll hit that support, especially on the higher prices. It'll hit that support and snap back up because people are so ready to buy in that area. But on a low float, on a lower price, it has to kind of find where the buyers are. Which is hard for me because I'm like, okay, well, did you find buyers, or are you gonna just continue going down? Because we know that there are faders in the market. They'll get up like they're gonna go, and then they just end up just grinding and fading on down. CUEN, yeah, I'm looking over there. 250 break, man, that is a lot of work for it to get up there. This is what I was looking at. I was looking at this as resistance. Get up here and get absolutely plowed by the shorts if it could do it out of the open. But maybe it'll be a grinder upward today. But with this news, I thought it was gonna be the one because it had okay news. Everything else was looking like trash. LMGK, I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this one. It's just not looking healthy. Continues to struggle on this resistance. I'm thinking it's gonna end up slamming down through this too, and maybe it'll pop down here to the 180. But if it was gonna do it, it should have did it at the open, getting that initial volume surge. But we're almost 15 minutes in and no movement like that. Yep. CUEN continuing down. So looking very weak under this 150. But like I said, with small caps and cheaper stocks, they gotta find support. So you never know where they'll land unless it's super obvious on the daily, monthly, and all of that, which CUEN is not. It's super obvious that it's in a downtrend though. This big old downtrend. Let's zoom back on this. And this is one thing that I kind of like to do, just zoom all my charts out to see the overall, what this thing has been doing over the last couple of weeks, months, days, whatever. Just zoom all the way out and see the overall picture, because sometimes we get zoomed in and we really don't realize that there's a slaughter going on, right? 11, down, 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 down. And then we're in here zoomed in like, oh man, this is bullish. And it's like, no, you're missing the overall picture. You're missing a lot here on CUEN. So this is why I look at all the time frames to make sure I don't get murderized. All right, let's jump back over to this one. Still not really going anywhere, kind of grinding between, not even moving a full cent, trading within the cents. I hate when they do that. LGM. Yep. Very slow on these movers. Neptune, or whatever it is, I just call it Neptune, popped up off of this 83. I mean, this is so unobvious right here. Who would have guessed a 83 would have popped there? Why is this a buying thing? Let me look it down here. Why is 83 getting this type of reaction? No reason at all. Just 83 getting bought for no reason at all. Looking on the weekly, looking on the daily. Okay, so it was a little bit of level down here, I guess, 83 on the daily chart, but definitely not obvious on pretty much any of the other ones. Looks like it's coming back up to $1 though. So we'll see how Neptune holds up here. Coming back up towards this dollar. I thought that there would be major resistance at this $1.24. It looks like it's getting some type of buying pressure there though. Let's look at CUEN and see if it's doing something like that as well. Nope, still struggling under the 250. BRSH, nope, going on down. So yeah, not LGMK, Neptune Wellness. Why are the craziest stocks the ones that pop back up, right? The ones that you think aren't worth it, ready to do this dollar break here. We'll see how this goes. Stopped at the 83, looking like it's about to re-enter into the 90s, and we'll see what kind of hold it wants to do over these 90s. I mean, I guess 90s could be a backstop, and then you risk that 13 cents down to 80 for this thing to hold up. Looking for that dollar break. Oh, still up 32% though. New candle opening right around this indecision level. Top side of this candle is, or top side of the previous candle was 193. And let's see if it can hold the 90s, I guess, because this is some weird motion on this thing. Little back and forth. Buyers and sellers don't know which way it wants to go. Trading around indecision. BRSH did come down. It was at 160, has lost 20% of its gains on BSRH or BRSH. Is this a double top? Let me see. High of the 93, high of the 92. So a little bit lower high. I mean, just a little bit lower high on this secondary candle. Needs to break the 93s to get going. but definitely looking more bullish than anything else that I'm seeing right now. Let me flip through. LMG not looking great. Hasn't even got into its resistance yet. CUEN. Yeah. It's crazy that this is the best looking stock right now in the small caps, which is scary. Let's see. Mara is up. That's something else. What is this one? FSR. FSR is one that I'm seeing, but I don't know if it's gonna be strong on the day. Let me look through these and see, make sure they're not like super high floats or something. I also see CDIO popping up as well. Throwing all these on so we can check them out. YPF. I don't even know what YPF is. Oh, threw them on the wrong one. Wait a minute. Let me bring them over here. FSR, YPF. Some of these are little movers up 30, 40% here. I was wondering why I wasn't seeing them. Okay, now let's look at FS. Oh my gosh, I don't like that. Already off the top, look at this monthly chart. Fisker getting killed. Up 9%. IOVA getting killed, but coming back up. Has been gapping up on IOVA. Up 15%. Definitely hit some type of bottom down here. This bottom right here, back here in 2018, $4.80 something cents. Definitely revisited that bottom and is reclaiming. I don't know what kind of stock this is. We'll go and look that up. And then YPF. Don't know what this is. Oh, this is a higher float though, YPF. Does not pay any type of dividend. I don't know if I'm gonna be interested in this. And not only does it not pay a dividend, it's already made a move from 13 up to almost 15. So what's the news on YPF? Stock soars as investors in oil and gas company. Let me make this bigger. Okay. Starting from this morning, Argentina stock YPF, BBVA. Argentina's new president wants to adopt the US dollar as national currency. YPF's stock soars as investors in the oil and gas company cheer the election of new president in Argentina. So they're trying to support the US dollar. Okay. Um, Investors look forward to Fed minutes, blah, blah, blah. Minutes election, win fuels major gains in Argentina. Okay, whatever. So yeah, it's up 40%, but it's a super high float. It's probably gonna be choppy on today. But I mean, it's just good to be in the know on the news, right? Argentina's trying to support the US dollar. For you that trade like Forex or something like that. Maybe something good. I don't know. Maybe something that you can calculate into your trades. But let's jump back over here to CUEN. Did not regain. Where are we at? NEPT. Interesting movements in the market. Let me see if I see anything else popping up over here. What is YMM? YMM Truck Alliance. What? Okay, let me pull that over. YMM up 15%. A lot of these have just been, this one hasn't even been trading a long time. So this was back in 2022, doesn't even have 5 years of trading, but it looks like it is finding some type of green today. Let's see what this green is about on this trucking alliance. Okay, Full Truck Alliance Company Limited announces third quarter 2023 unaudited financial results. Okay, looks like they orders grew by 27% year over year. Okay, up from, so they got some more orders. That's okay news, but they're not really changing any lives. They're just doing okay or doing better as a company. So don't really know how to perceive that. Any PT struggling to get away from this 90 cents. What is wrong with it? If it was gonna go, it should have been through $1 by now. I mean, this thing's just in big indecision on this on this daily chart candle. BRSH going all the way back down, about to go red on the day. Big sell pressure on this one over the top on the weekly. Big sell pressure on the daily. And then CUEN just biting the dust. Absolutely disappointing. Breaking on down through those 140s. All right, let me clean some of this up. PT. LGMK. Got the That's crazy, man. But this is Monday morning though. Donnell caught out CDIO. But look at that. CDIO had a nice little come down. Actually, let's look at the larger time frames first. So this is one that I must have looked at before because it has the old lines on here. So looks like there was a trial between the $2 and like maybe the dollar. And then we see this this weekly chart here. Weekly chart of 95 cents. Had a little gap up, but it's coming right down to this 125 levels where it looks like it kind of hit there on the middle. The top side of this is the 150. So which way will it go? 150 or 124? And then down here on this, it did break the body of this previous candle, red candle back here, this daily. Could be a little bit of resistance there. And yeah, so I don't know what it wants to do there. If we look on the hour chart, we can see, let's see, 126 up to 155. Okay. So let's look back here. We got our level set out. We know that 125 is a point that probably needs to hold. Coming back up here to the 140s on CDIO, up 37%. Did it have news on the day or something? Let's see. CDIO Cardio Diagnostic Holding announces breakthrough coronary heart disease detection with precision CHD test, published in the Journal of American Heart Association. Cardio Diagnostics Holdings, okay, same thing. All right, so they got some kind of breakthrough in coronary heart disease detection. We'll see how that does for them. Breaking back over the midpoint, this 137-ish level that we got from our higher time frames. We'll see if that becomes a little bit of resistance or if it's going to actually hold here. Yeah, so CDIO is looking like it's going to be something interesting today. Has better news than most that we've looked at. CUEN is down 20% since the open now. Not too interested in that. This is why sometimes you have to let, especially on Monday mornings, you have to let things kind of play out. You can make your guesses, you can do that kind of stuff, but doesn't mean you have to enter a trade, right? But Monday morning is like the figuring point for the rest of the week. And actually, I didn't even look at the SPY here. Let's see what the SPY is doing as well. SPY made a move down here to 450, jumped all the way to 451. So SPY looking very bullish out of the open. Actually, it's looking very bullish anyway. Here's the monthly chart. Here's the daily chart. Has the top side here of the 458s right under the 460s and continues pushing higher. We can see out here on this chart, nice big gap up, has been holding around this 450 and now moving away from it. So the market isn't looking too bad here. Pretty sure those that lost money on this big rip, the ones that were short, transitioned to being bullish on the market. So we'll see what happens up here around not the 260s, the 460s up here in the market. CDIO is holding above this 140 for now. It looks like it's going to be the one on the day. Definitely popping through previous levels, popping up to this 150. Let me make this a little bit smaller. And the top side is 152. So very bullish motion on that one. Coronary heart disease. Yeah. Buyers are looking like they're very interested in this one. We'll have to see. CDIO, Donnell says he's long 300 shares at 130. So he's looking very good right now. Let's see if you get that break through that 150. Strong break, 155s-ish level. Somebody is definitely interested in this one, though. Let me clean some of this up. Hmm. Right. Let me flip over here to this other chart. So looking on the daily chart here, had a previous level of the 137s. But the good thing is it's looking like it's holding a little bit around this this level of 146. It just needs to get a little pick me up. Find a little bit of resistance there. But it has pretty good news. It has the best like spark of news on the day, right? Everything else is like EPS, revenue, but this one's like, look, we cured something. We have something that can affect humanity, possibly. And so that thought right there is why I think it's finding some buying pressure. Just opened up the new hour candle. And okay. Let's jump back over here. Definitely closed very high up here. As long as it can hold above this 140, I think it's going to be something that could move up throughout the day on Monday morning. I may be right, I may be wrong, but Donnell is in it. He'll definitely let us know how that goes if it continues to find buying pressure above the 130s. But yeah, 9 o'clock, I'm about to get to my morning meeting. Appreciate you guys for tuning in for another market analysis. If I see something that I want to trade, something that's moving those dollars, because usually on Monday mornings we just don't see things moving dollars because people aren't confident in them in things yet, especially the things that are on my criteria list, the small cap world. Usually those come later on in the week when people see what the SPY wants to do and what kind of trends, overall trends are in the market. They're a lot more willing to jump into some stuff after Monday. And that's why on those in my statistics, Monday is pretty much my biggest, not biggest, but I think it's Monday and yeah, I think it is Monday. Biggest just losing day because I was so sure buying lows on Mondays and stuff like that and things just keep fading. So, but this one actually has a reason to go up, looking like it's pressing towards the 45s, looking like it wants to go green. I believe the more people that see this news, the more people that will get involved, but we'll just have to see how involved. But yeah, I got to jump off of here. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. I'll be coming back on Wednesday and Friday. Um, or actually, wait, it's Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving coming on up pretty quickly. All right, but yeah, I'll be back. If the market is open, if it's a holiday, I won't be back. I'll probably be eating something, eating too much. But yeah, you guys enjoy your upcoming holiday. If I don't talk to you guys until then, and as always, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.